What is up, YouTube? Abysmal Bloom here, and today I just wanted to talk about some future lines of play that Purrely can consider past Infinite Forbidden. Welcome to Purrely Theory Crafting. So, when we play Purrely, the end board usually seems to be something like a rank 2, and more often than not, 2 more level 1 bodies on the board. And so I'm not really going to go over the rank 2 side. This is more about what we can do with the 2 level 1 bodies remaining. So this is what I'm actually thinking about here. Let's just quickly get the 2 level 1 bodies. We'll just use Purrely here to search Purrely to just quickly get to there. And then let's say Purrely misses, not a big deal. So now we have 2 level 1 bodies. What can we do with these bodies on board? Well, past Infinite Forbidden, there might be an actual line of play we can consider with Mubeta Fafnir. That's right, with Drytron. So we'll be using Drytron here to dump a new card coming out in Infinite Forbidden called Drytron New 2. And what's crazy about this card is even though it is a Drytron name, it does not have the same restrictions as the ritual deck. The only thing it does have is it forces your ritual summons to be machine based, but that does not matter for what we're trying to do. And since we aren't actually playing Drytron, this works out amazing. So we'll use Drytron New 2's effect here to special summon itself, and all it needs for that is for us to control another Drytron name, which Mubeta Fafnir is. So we'll special summon it, but it will get banished when it leaves the board, but that doesn't matter for what we want to do with it. This will trigger on summoning to search for another Drytron monster, and similar to Drytron New 2, there is actually another Drytron monster that can just special summon itself without any cost, and that would be the Ultimate Knight Alpha Ursitron. Now, it doesn't say Drytron in the name, but in the description, it is always treated as an Ursatrick or Drytron card. So that means we can actually search it here. This card on summon can actually search us more follow-up if we were playing either the Ursatrick or Drytron cards. It can actually search a related spell or trap. So that could be great. I do hear people using it for follow-up on the Ursatrick lines, but we aren't actually going to be using that for this deck. We just want to have this in the main deck so that it's a package of 2 main deck monsters, out of which one can actually be discarded. Um, and so yeah, let's just use this effect to special summon itself. And the more important thing here is we now have 3 bodies on the board, out of which one is a level 1. We are going to actually use this to take the level 1 to make Link Karibo, and we take the 2 other bodies here to make Pit Knight early. And what's great about this is now we have 2 Cyberse monsters, one is dark, one is fire. That's right, we are going for Heat Soul. So Heat Soul, as you all know, it's just a draw 2, but that's great in a case of Purrely where we are a deck where we just try to draw a bunch of hand traps along with our interruptions. And along with that, another great thing about this is if you have monsters pointing to its link zones, it does get bigger, going up to a maximum of 1500 extra points, attack points, if it is pointing to something in the opponent's zone, as well as to an our side. But yeah, just being able to get that extra damage to close out the game seems important, and being able to draw 2 is amazing. Not to mention the fact that we're doing this on top of the potential draw 4 that we get from X Purrely Noir is almost getting Purrely back at its peak power of draw 6. And I mean, this isn't all. This is basically what we want to do if we're going first. If we are going second, we can actually stop before we get to Heat Soul, and we can actually consider having Pit Knight early, pointing to something like E Purrely Happiness. And so if you don't know what this guy does, what he is a when effect, so he does need our Purrely monster to trigger first, but when it goes off, he acts as both as an interruption, as he negates the effects of a card on a monster on the board, but he also changes the attack of that monster to 0. So imagine the possibility. You change the attack of one of your opponent's attack position monsters to 0, negate its effects, and then you swing into it for game with Eat Purrely Happiness, with at least its normal 4 attacks. That should be more than enough to close games. This is just some of the more interesting things. And also, there's the fact with Link Karibo, if our opponent does in any point actually just destroy our Purrely Noir, with the field spell up, we do get back our Purrely or Purrely, and at any point, we could actually just switch it out for a Link Karibo for potentially great plays. If we had something like Heat Soul here, this is a great point to just sort of stop our opponent from really crashing into Heat Soul for maybe an extra draw on the follow up. So yeah, this is all just things I've been considering and I thought would be great to talk about. If you thought this was interesting, please give a like or subscribe. But that's all I had for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright then.